Hello, this is Sophia Ligel with Empower Love, and today I wanted to share a story of the Smoky Mirror that you can actually find on the Forum Agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz. And this story, I wanted to share this story because it speaks about the dream of the world and the way that we misinterpret what our life experiences. And I wanted to share something after I read the story about something that it took me a few years to understand, and I still continue to kind of find new meanings in it, because there's different types of reflection within that mirror, and that's what I'm going to be talking about after the story. So for now, just relax and tune into the story. Here we go. The Smoky Mirror. 3,000 years ago, there was a human just like you and me who lived near a city surrounded by mountains. The human was studying to become a medicine man, to learn the knowledge of his ancestors. But he didn't completely agree with everything he was learning. In his heart, he felt there must be something more. One day, as he slept in a cave, he dreamed that he saw his own body sleeping. He came out of the cave on the night of a new moon. The sky was clear, and he could see millions of stars. Then something happened inside of him that transformed his life forever. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his own voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars." He looked at the stars again, and he realized that it's not the stars that create light, but rather light that creates stars. "Everything is made of light," he said, "and the space in between isn't empty." And he knew that everything that exists is one living being, and that light is a messenger of life, because it is alive and contains all information. Then he realized that although he was made of stars, he was not those stars. "I am in between the stars," he thought. So he called the stars the tonal, and the light between the stars the nagual. And he knew that what created the harmony and space between the two is life or intent. Without life, the tonal and the nagual could not exist. Life is the force of the absolute, the supreme, the creator who creates everything. This is what he discovered. Everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being who we call God. Everything is God, and he came to the conclusion that human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that matter is a mirror. Everything is a mirror that reflects light and creates images of that light. And the world of illusion, the dream, is just like smoke, which doesn't allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love, pure light, he said. This realization changed his life. Once he knew what he really was, he looked around at other humans and the rest of nature, and he was amazed at what he saw. He saw himself in everything, in every human, in every animal, in every tree, in every water, in the rain, in the clouds, in the earth. And he saw that life mixed the tonal and the nagual in different ways to create billions of manifestations of life. In those few moments, he comprehended everything. He was very excited, and his heart was filled with peace. He could hardly wait to tell his people what he had discovered, but there were no words to explain it. He tried to tell the others, but they could not understand. They could see that he had changed, that something beautiful was radiating from his eyes and his voice. They noticed that he no longer had judgment about anything or anyone. He was no longer like anyone else. He could understand everyone very well, but no one could understand him. They believed that he was an incarnation of God, and he smiled when he heard this, and he said, "It is true. I am God, but you are also God. We are the same, you and I. We are images of light. We are God." But still the people didn't understand him. He had discovered that he was a mirror for the rest of the people, a mirror in which he could see himself. "Everyone is a mirror," he said. He saw himself in everyone, but nobody saw him as themselves. And he realized that everyone was dreaming, but without awareness, without knowing what they really are, they couldn't see him as themselves because there was a wall of fog or smoke between the mirrors. And that wall of fog was made by the interpretation of images of light, the dream of humans, the dream of humanity. Then he knew that he would soon forget all that he had learned. He wanted to remember all the visions he had, so he decided to call himself the Smoky Mirror, so that he would always know that matter is a mirror, and the smoke in between is what keeps us from knowing that we are, he said. "I am the smoky mirror, because I am looking at myself in all of you. But we don't recognize each other because of the smoke in between us. That smoke is the dream, and the mirror is you, the dreamer." So if you haven't read the Four Agreements, I highly recommend it to you. And so this story, the Smoky Mirror, as life is a mirror and you are the light and the smoke in between is a dream of humanity. So the first mirror is a really simple one, and it's the one that is reflecting you. You're seeing what is reflected, something that is shining light into something to look at internally. So for example, if you're in an experience or going through an experience where you're experiencing the energy of, let's say, betrayal, dishonesty, then it's that direct mirror is shining the light. In which ways have you perhaps not prioritize your own needs, your own values above somebody else's? In which ways have you betrayed your own self? Have you been dishonest with yourself and therefore betrayed a value within yourself, something that is important, while prioritizing somebody else's needs in front of yours? So that's the one level mirror. The second level mirror is a little bit subtler, where perhaps in the same scenario, somebody, you go through an experience where there's dishonesty, a sense of betrayal, a sense of not being within integrity. And so when that mirror is reflected, and then but you know within yourself that it's not about so in this same case, you have prioritized your needs and you have placed your needs in front of others. You are within your integrity and you haven't betrayed or been dishonest with yourself. So what is reflecting is, what are you judging? There's something in the experience and the connection where you're judging. And whatever you judge outside, you're creating a sense of polarity. So you're within an extreme. If the other person is expressing that polarity, you're expressing the other polarity, and therefore you're attracting one another, and it's reflecting that polarity within you. And so it's looking, how can you find balance within yourself? Because in balance, you're in neutrality, you're in the wholeness, in the sense where it's like, there's certain times in your life where you're not perhaps within your alignment, within your integrity, and that's okay. You can bring forgiveness to yourself, you can bring compassion and hold yourself in that space and learn from that experience, but hold yourself in self-compassion. And so if you're judging the outside, you're creating a charge. And if there's a charge, there's an attraction. And if there's a charge, it's igniting something within you. If this wasn't a problem for you, there wouldn't be any charge. You would feel neutral about it. You would feel perhaps compassionate. You would just see it as that. But in judgment, it activates something within you. So the light of judgment is bringing the light back to you and seeing, what are you judging? Why is this a problem for you? And inviting you to heal that and integrate that energy. And so if what you're perceiving is activating frustration or anger or something around self-worth, then bringing back to you, okay, in which way can I heal this frustration, this anger? What is it teaching me? What is the anger? What's the message of the anger? What am I defending? Why do I feel like I have to defend something? Why do I feel like there's frustration, and is there something I need to express here? Is there something that I need to set a new boundary here for myself? What is it? What is this light shining within you in this mirror? What is it telling you? What is the message? How can you use the energy of this mirror as a way of connecting deeper with yourself, deeper understand yourself? So in the first example of the first mirror, it's reflecting directly the mirror. So how can I take care of myself when the mirror is reflecting this? The second mirror is the external that you're judging. How can you integrate the energy of the internal that you're judging, therefore resisting, so you don't resist it anymore, so you can accept that. You can bring the energy of self-love and self-acceptance to the energy, to bring it to a place of wholeness and integration. And so that's the mirrors that I wanted to share with you, and hopefully that's supporting you in your own process, giving you tools to continue your personal growth and to navigate life in a more conscious and aware space. Know that awareness is the key, so bringing that awareness and self-reflection is what will help you to integrate, coming to always a place of self-acceptance, self-love, and forgiveness and trust. Okay, sending you lots and lots of love. See you next time. Bye-bye. And I want to also personally invite you on March 11th and 18th, the Friday of March 11th and 18th. I'll be doing an open class and process to face your fears. And so you'll be facing your fears in a sacred container, in a container where you feel safe and that you can give yourself the space to actually feel and dive into those places that feels uncomfortable, that most of the time we don't create the container and the time for us to do that. And so what happens is that you run away from the fears or activates anxiety because you're perpetrating and continuously living in that fear. And so this is an invitation to just create a sacred space where you can really feel and dive into your emotional world, your emotional landscape, and really reach a new level of understanding with yourself and reach a new level of expansion within your experience connecting to love, so you can throughout the understanding of your fears. And so that's on March 11th and March 18th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll leave all the details below. Bye bye. Take care.